Bro, there's been, even after that, there's been a lot of like difficult situations, but like I'm the sort of guy that I like to prove people wrong.
Like people would have their necks grabbed for doing stuff like that.
It's real talk.
I had offers to go. It was Celtic, Crystal Palace.
Aston Villa?
No, it weren't Aston Villa. It was another one. It might have been, but I can't remember. But I remember Crystal Palace and Celtic were the main two.
Yeah.
I actually went to Crystal Palace training ground.
So after that time, then, you know, you have these, you know, ups and downs, and you know, football's never straightforward. So you would say, you know, what was stopping you from making an extra step, you would say?
I feel like I made some bad decisions in terms of I didn't trust the people that were helping me. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, like decisions when it came to signing contracts. My agent at the time didn't actually think the contract was right for me. He felt like it was right for me to go somewhere else, but because I, again, like I said, come from Charlton, a mid-table championship club, to Stoke that were doing really well at the time, had some big names at the club. So I said to my agent, like, I don't want to go somewhere else and potentially mess what I potentially have here. When looking back at it, it probably wasn't the best thing to, because looking at Stoke's track record at the time in terms of bringing through players, they brought players up to a point, but players never really like made that breakthrough. Whereas those other clubs where there was a bit of a clearer path, and I probably should have tapped into that, but I was scared. As a young boy, I was 18 at the time, just being offered a professional contract at Stoke. How do you tell an 18-year-old trust your agent and go somewhere else? There could be something better. I just didn't want to hear it. I just said nope, signing it. And then from there, it kind of like, once it went downhill, I just kind of found it hard to find my feet again and just settle somewhere and just play football, because obviously football can be
football's turbulent, man.
Very turbulent. So
So how do you say your transition from, you know, you're playing, you're doing really well, and then you go into like the men's world, you know? How would you say that transition is? Because, you know, it's not easy.
It was very tough.
I've been there, you know. I went for a month non-league as well, and you know, I thought, I'm gonna kill it, you know, so easy. Next one, January's around the corner, and they get a loan to League 2 team, then kill it.
That's literally the mentality. That's how you think. That's how every player. That's exactly how I was thinking at the time. Like when I went on loan to Macclesfield, and I played one game, I scored 2 goals. I thought, what am I doing here? This is too easy. As a young boy, like, you just think, oh, it's too easy. But that's where you literally just need to go again. Like, get your head down, and this is the start. Need to do this next week. Then the week after. Then the week after. And that's how you kind of develop that elite mentality where you're just going to go on and just be successful. But when you get a bit complacent and think, I've cracked it because I scored 2 goals, that's where you kind of become your own worst enemy. Do you know what I mean? So the transition was tough, because playing 23s is nothing like playing men's football. Men's football is people have put everything on it. They're throwing themselves at the ball, and whereas in 23s,
their mortgage, man.
Yeah, exactly, paying for their mortgage. Do you know what I mean? Simple as that. Whereas in the 23s, you're still young and finding your way, and you can, like, I've seen like some 23s games, like I scored goals where people made some scandalous mistakes, and you just go and tap it in, and you're thinking, this would never happen in a league game. Like people would have their necks grabbed for doing stuff like that.
It's real talk.
And it was a tough transition, but I feel like it has made me a better player, because the quicker you grow up, like I feel like I've got like a little grittier side to my game. Like I've learned how to see games out, be a bit more ruthless, even though it hasn't come off at times in games. Like my mentality is a bit more ruthless, whereas I feel like if I stayed in that 23s kind of environment, I don't think I would have had the mentality I have now.
So just quickly, what would you say your misconceptions about you going into non-league was?
It's just being around for example, some non-league clubs, as you know, are not full-time.
Yeah.
So your mentality is, I want to wake up every day and just play football, go in and train and go, that is it. Whereas some of players that play non-league are literally, it's just a job to them. Like, it's just the way they earn money. Like, they don't necessarily love football. They don't necessarily want to train the hardest they want, as they possibly can. They just want to go in, pick up your money. I know it sounds horrible, pick up your money and play on a Saturday, go home. Whereas me, I was still in the mentality where I wanted to play at the very top. Like, I wanted to be an elite footballer. So that was probably the main thing that killed me. Like, training and the lights go off and on the Astro, and like you have the next team have to, the next people have to, there's kids coming on after that need to train, that need the Astro, and I want to just do some extra finishing or whatever, and you can't. And that was painful. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that you used to take for granted. I remember when I was at Stoke and there was extras always put on every day. Like, there was even keepers that literally stayed for extras that wanted to do extras, and I used to just be the first one of the first to go in, and obviously I'd go in the gym or whatever, but I could have been out there just kept practicing every day, and I didn't. And then now when I actually want to do it, like, I can't. So that it hurts, like, it's painful.
I understand, man. Obviously you got time to redeem yourself. You're still young, so let's go on to Alex now. Alex, it's not always been sunshine and rainbows for you either.
Here at 3258, we're proud to present you with the best football-specific content. We work with many companies and many ballers to give you, the viewers, the best content possible. You, the viewer, we're always looking to help you improve your skill set. In order for you to improve your skill set and for us to keep making these videos, please click the link down below and buy some equipment. The equipment helps us run this channel, and also you subscribing to the channel helps us producing more of these videos to help you with your skill set and your knowledge of the game. Thank you for supporting 3258.
You know, people just see you now and think, just went there, it happened for him, but you know, I was along part of the journey with you as well. I remember a certain time that, you know, just weren't rating you, like, you know what I mean, like in the academy system. So actually I got a story actually. We were in a tournament and it was in Holland, in like
Willem II or Willem II.
It was like, I can't remember what it was called, but so we're winning 2-1 in the semi-final, and then I'm playing with you. You're number 10, I'm number 9. I'm making a run. I'm like, Alex, just put in the corner. There's like a minute left. You're dribbling, you lose the ball.
Oh, that's Willem II.
Yeah, and then they went and got a score. So, like, that whole thing about, that was a stigma with you, you know. Everyone was like, oh, Alex, he don't know when to give the ball. You know, he's maybe just does too many skills. That's what he wants to do. So, you know, once you overcame that kind of stigma and then you started to shine, I think from probably that point on, like around about 15, 16, you really started to shine. What was your thought process during that period where, you know, you went through your bad stages and you just took off from there, really?
Oh, bro, there's been, even after that, there's been a lot of like difficult situations, but like I'm the sort of guy that I like to prove people wrong. So like, even though I'll have that about me saying, oh, he wants to keep the ball, he wants to do skills, I'll probably try next game do skills in the right area on the right time and assist or pass or get a goal for someone. I like to, because there's this saying, you're only as good as your last game, and everyone remembers what you do last game. So that quickly got forgotten about as soon as I put it right. So that's the mentality I have. If I have a bad game, there's always another game that you can go and prove yourself. So
So from there, you know, you got offered a scholarship.
it was just a scholar, bro.
Just a
I was the only, because you know what's mad? Everyone, we know we played for England. I was the only one in my age group that played for England and only got a scholar.
Crazy.
So I had offers to go. It was Celtic, Crystal Palace.
Aston Villa?
No, it weren't Aston Villa. It was another one. It might have been, but I can't remember. But I remember Crystal Palace and Celtic were the main two. I actually went to Crystal Palace training ground. I can't remember who the manager was. Spoke to him. I meant to go to Celtic, but then my dad said, like, you're basically born and raised in Arsenal. Like, trust in them, even if it means just working on. My agent at the time, at least still with my agent, said work with them. You can better yourself as a person, as a player. So I didn't end up going to any of those clubs and stayed at Arsenal.
I remember at that time, I would admit it, I was saying, I think you should go.
Even me, I was saying nah, because like it's weird how I was the only one. Like, I'm not gonna mention no names, but everyone was playing for England and they had pro straight. Like as soon as they turned 17, pro, and there's only me that played for England and at that age and wasn't getting that same respect.
It was weird.
It was weird, and it's like one of the first times it ever happened. So it was like weird. But just had to take on the chin.
So obviously you go through that stage, and then you go through the youth team. You stay on, obviously. How was that playing in the youth team, and was that still a struggle for you?
The first season, yes, because we obviously it's 18, so it's combined with your age group and the old age group. I wasn't playing as much. There'll be times when there'll be like, there's 4 of us. I'm gonna say Glenn Kamara because he still plays and he plays at a high level. We'll still be there, just training by ourselves while everyone's playing a match. Then there'll be times like youth cup, in the squad. I'm just thinking, like, is this really for me? But we used to grind, and there was 4 of us, and Glenn was one of them. We always used to work hard behind closed doors, and then obviously the next year when you're 17, 18, you're one of the older lot, you have no choice but to step up. That's when I think
took it
took my grasp, especially in the youth cup where we got to the semi-finals. I feel like I was heavily involved, even scoring against Charlton to get to the semi-finals. For more content like this, like, share and subscribe.